Let's be real. When you send out your resume, it's landing in a huge pile with hundreds of others.
So how do you make sure yours actually gets noticed? Well, it often comes down to the words you choose. And today, we're going to talk about your resume's secret weapon, the power of action verbs.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Listen to this from Kiana Carter, a former recruiter at Google. She said, "If you say managed 5 or 10 times, I'm going to assume AI wrote your resume." Ouch, right? That just hits the nail on the head. Using the same old tired words makes you blend in, or worse, look like a robot put your resume together. We have to do better.
And doing better has a huge payoff. I mean, look at this number, 140%. What is that? Well, one study found that simply by starting your resume's bullet points with strong action verbs, you can boost your chances of getting an interview by that much. Think about that. Such a small, simple change can have a massive impact on your job search.
So where does this all go wrong? It usually starts with this one phrase, which I like to call the responsible for problem. You've seen it, maybe you've even written it. It's vague, it's passive, and it just tells a hiring manager what you were supposed to do, not what you actually accomplished.
The solution? Action verbs. It's that simple. These are doing words. They're words that convey energy and accomplishment. When you use verbs like achieved, designed, or implemented, you immediately sound more confident and results-driven. They are literally the engine that will power your resume. Let's look at the difference here, side by side. On the weak side, responsible for improving customer satisfaction. Okay, that's just a line from a job description. But on the strong side, increased customer satisfaction. Boom, direct, powerful, and it's a statement of accomplishment. You're showing you didn't just have a responsibility, you delivered a result. All right, so how do we apply this? Let's break it down into a few common areas, starting with probably the most overused word in the entire resume universe, managed. If you've ever led a team or a project, listen up, because there are so many better options out there.
Just take a look at these alternatives. Words like spearheaded or orchestrated make you sound like a true leader with vision. Delegated and facilitated show that you know how to empower your team. Each one tells a more specific and, frankly, a more interesting story about how you led.
And this is where it gets really powerful. When you pair these verbs with results. Spearheaded, a workflow overhaul, is a good start. But adding that it cut project delivery time by 2 weeks, now that shows undeniable impact. The verb is the hook, but the number, that's the proof.
Okay, next step, what about creative work? Whether you're a designer, a writer, an innovator, you need verbs that show you do more than just follow directions. You bring new ideas to life.
So instead of just saying you made something, look at these options. Did you conceptualize a new strategy? Did you revamp an old design to make it fresh? Maybe you produced a video from start to finish. These words show the entire creative journey, from the initial idea to the final execution.
And just like before, the magic happens when you connect that creative action to a business outcome. You didn't just develop a new branding concept. No, you developed one that increased customer engagement by 40%. That is how you turn a creative skill into a measurable win that any manager can appreciate. Now for a really critical area, technical skills. If you're in tech, engineering, or data analysis, precision is everything. Your verbs have to reflect that. They need to clearly communicate what you can build, fix, and optimize.
These verbs are so direct and specific. Programmed, debugged, deployed. Each one describes a concrete technical action. There's no fluff here. They show a hands-on ability to solve complex problems and build systems that actually work.
The key here is always connecting that technical skill to a business outcome. Streamlined reporting workflows is great, but the real story is that you saved 10 hours per week. That's a result anyone, technical or not, can understand and get excited about.
So we've seen a bunch of great verb categories, but how do we put it all together in the most effective way? It's not just about picking a word from a list. There's a real strategy behind how you use it. It really all comes down to 3 simple but incredibly powerful rules. First, go beyond the common tired verbs to make yourself stand out. Second, always try to pair your verbs with numbers to prove your impact. And third, use the active voice to show you are in control of the action. Let's start with those overused verbs. The top 3 offenders are managed, led, and created. Now look, they aren't bad words, but they're so common they've just lost their punch. A recruiter has seen these thousands of times. Your goal is to be memorable, not to blend in.
Next up, numbers. This is absolutely non-negotiable. An action verb tells the recruiter what you did, A number tells them how well you did it. Reduced wait time is fine. Reduce customer wait time by 50%. Now that is unforgettable. And finally, active voice. Just look at the difference here. Improve the process puts you right at the center of the action. You're the hero of the story. But the process was improved is so passive. It sounds like something that just sort of happened while you were in the room. You have to take ownership of your wins. Okay, we've covered a ton of ground. So let's boil it all down to the most important points you need to remember as you go back and start supercharging your own resume. So let's recap the big takeaways. First, action verbs bring your resume to life. Second, you have to ditch the overused words like managed and led and pick something more descriptive. Third, back up every single claim with a number or a metric to show your impact. And finally, always tailor your language to the specific job and industry you're going for.
Ultimately, your resume is a story. It's the story of your career, your skills, and what you're capable of. And every single verb you choose is a critical word in that story. So as you go back to revise your resume, just ask yourself this: what story will your verbs tell? Make it a compelling one.